Hey, Darvin, just starting. Did you get any info on Thomas Bryant? That looked like the shoulder area.
Yeah, he's being evaluated as we speak. We don't have anything yet.
So obviously you're down AD and already playing pretty small. Thomas goes out. Darvin, how are you trying to get through that within the course of that fourth quarter? But then also kind of that being a metaphor for everything else with these last couple of weeks.
Just trying to put as much speed, toughness, and athleticism on the floor as possible. And losing him is, it was a huge blow, but. No time to feel sorry for yourself. You had to pick up and try to adjust on the fly, and so we thought going small with Brown at the 5 would be a good option, and it proved to be just that. It was a great option. We just didn't make enough plays. My hat's off to Charlotte, Coach Cliff, hell of a coach, great young ball club. Their record is what it is, but got some really good young talented guys that have been in big moments and closed out games. But, at the end of the day, This one pisses me off a little bit because, again, we constantly talk about with our team as a staff, our self-inflicted wounds, not protecting the paint, not holding teams to one possession after we played our tails off defensively to give up second or third opportunities to them on the offensive glass. And then once we get the ball, not being disciplined with our running habits, turning the ball over. They 17 turnovers, 32 points for them. That's we can control that. 62 points in the paint. We can control that with our shifts and activities and being better on the ball. We have to do a much, much better job, again, of maintaining competitiveness, closing out teams, hold them to one possession by possession, just holding them to one shot. And when we get the ball, being organized, being better organized. And as a staff, we're going to work our asses off to make sure we do just that. We get better in those areas. And, to me, that's the story of the game.
Getting down by double digits, clawing back, getting down again, how does that affect the team? Is that part of what you're talking about, not being happy about?
Yeah, we just can't assume because, one of them is out. We have first ballot Hall of Famers on this roster that, we can just play around with the game and waste possessions and someone's going to put their cape on and come save the day. We have to get out in front of things. We have to be the ones to set a tone, not match someone else's energy. We have to understand that possession by possession by possession, the intensity level has to raise, the competitiveness has to raise, the togetherness has to raise throughout the 48-minute game. You have to get stronger as the game gets longer. And, again, self-inflicted wounds, man. We again, all the credit in the world to Charlotte. They played a hell of a ball game, but we helped them. We helped them tonight, and we got a lot of things we need to tighten up. And it's a quick turnaround. We're about to start out on a 5-game road trip, and we get an opportunity on Sunday to see what we learned from over these past few games. And AD's situation is what it is. We'll find out about Thomas, but this league is heartless. It doesn't feel sorry for one another, Got guys injured? Oh, well, still got to play, Someone's having a bad stretch? Oh, well, still got to play. So the biggest thing we can do is reiterate our principles and make sure we are executing those on both sides of the ball and keep pushing forward and try to get better and learn from these losses.
Darvin, it's 3 straight games giving up 130 plus. Obviously, one of those games you didn't have, majority of your rotation guys. But where's the biggest slippage been defensively these last few games? I mean, obviously 80's out, but is it as simple as that, or are you, seeing
again just activity all over the place? And again, we have to adjust that. We can't just think that we're going to be able to be soft on the ball or not help off the ball, not be in position to help off the ball, and somebody's just going to fly out of nowhere and block a shot at the rim. Like we have to be on a string. Everyone has to understand where they need to be in regards to our half-court defense, whether it's isolations, pick and rolls, or post-ups. And we just got to raise our level. Again, we can't it's a real circumstance with him not being in the lineup, and again, possibly Thomas not being in the lineup next game. Who knows? But we still have enough in that locker room defensively to get stops in the whole teams to a reasonable amount, quarter by quarter, half by half for the game. And we started out the season that way, and then we've kind of lost our way, but it's going to be more imperative now with AD not being there and possibly Thomas. But we just got to turn up our level individually to a man and as a unit. We got to turn up our level, and as coaches, we got to continue to harp on it, preach it, show it in film. It's hard because we don't get a lot of practice time, but whenever we get a chance to have a shoot around or touch the floor, that has to be the conversation. Our first line of defense is our defense. We have to make it to where our defense is creating easier offense, or better offensive opportunities, and we'll get there. We're going to keep chipping away at it. We'll definitely get there.
Last question.